Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another live production of the Open Mic Broadcast Network. I am Philip Prince, alongside with me, Greg Johnson. How you doing, Mr. Johnson?
Good, I'm good, Philip. Ready to watch me some football.
Yes,
man.
sir. Ready to watch some football, and it's finally here. The wait is over, man. I know it's been a long summer. You know, I know you're probably a big high school football fan now. But you got a favorite team out there in college that you like, that football season probably coming back?
I always been an Alabama fan, but I try to get away from it once I got the PV.
Okay,
so
man.
I say PV. I'm rocking with my Panthers. I'm rocking with my Panthers.
Rocking with the Panthers. As we get to say here, we're here for some Friday Night Lights, here for some Waller football action, as the Waller Bulldogs will be hosting the Bryan Vikings here in the season opener. Last year, the Bulldogs finished with a record overall of 0-10. Finished 0-7 in district, came in last, but they're looking to try to turn things around. This is Mendoza's second year, so they're trying to get everything going along. Last year, Bryan took advantage of them last year, winning the game 67-21. So Waller's trying to get their revenge game this year. So you got anything on Bryan that we're trying to look forward this year, man?
Yeah, Bryan went 6-5 last year. They had a decent season, right above 500, 3-3 in their district. So they kind of looking to improve on the decent season they had last year in the books already. So we just going to see how they do this year.
Yes, sir. We're going to see exactly how they do as well, as both teams are getting set to go here as they're trying to introduce. I guess it is a little Pee-wee night here in Waller, Texas. So we'll take a quick break and be right back after this. You'll find a special offer from Dr. If you got a big, let me search it. I gotta work, yeah. If you got a big, let me search it. I gotta work, yeah. No. Whoa. Whoa. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are here in Waller, Texas, as the Waller Bulldogs are getting ready to set here to host their first home opener against the Bryan Vikings. And we are getting set here, all things, about 9 minutes until kickoff. They're doing each other's school songs. So as we get set here, Mr. Greg Jones, what are like the few things that you're looking to for tonight, your first game?
I'm looking to see what the quarterback do. I saw last year both quarterbacks had decent games. Not so much Waller, they kind of got blown out. But I'm interested to see what Bryan's quarterback does. What the quarterback does. I feel like that's going to be the time for the game.
Oh, absolutely. I guess the game has changed now. I mean, most guys, well, most teams, you should say, were run-heavy games, run-heavy teams, you know, and now the game has been put more into the quarterback's hands. You got a lot more mobile quarterbacks. So we'll see it will be, or they're going to stick to the running game. So are you more of a passing guy? Pass?
Well, I kind of adapted with it. I like to see a little pass-heavy, passing. But like you said, the game has changed, so I want to see what the form should look like with the quarterback, and what the quarterback take control of your offense. Let's see what you can do behind it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like I say, yes, sir. Like I said, a lot of times, like you said, you're not going to see most teams really settle under the center, like, you know, traditionally that you're going to see a lot of set up shotgun formation. So that's things that you get used to these days, day and age of high school football. But it's a nice night out here in Waller, Texas. Fans are steady coming in, both sides. Nice little turnout. As I did state earlier, it is Pee Wee night for the season opener, so they were recognizing the little leaguers out there as they get set to welcome this new 2023-2024 varsity Bulldogs. It is right here on the nice Friday Night Lights. I know the heat's been kind of hot out there. They kind of they did push the game back, thankfully. So was originally supposed to kick off at 7. They pushed it back to 8, and I'd say they made a great decision on that. It's a nice, beautiful night out here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So as we get set here, we're going to take another quick break. Remind you that you are listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network, home of the Waller Athletics and the Temple of Refuge Ministry.
If you got a pay, let me search it. It'll work, yeah. No! Whoa! Whoa! If you got a big, let me search it. I got a Woo! work that.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Open Mic Broadcast Network. We're here in Waller, Texas, as both teams have got set and ready to exit the tunnel, as we're here for the season opener of Friday Night Lights High School Football. You ready, my friend?
Ready.
Let's go. Let's get this set thing. Yes, sir. Ready to watch some football. About 10 seconds left on the pregame clock. Here we get set here. Still yet to do the national anthem. So with that moment comes, we'll take a quick break. But both teams are getting set to go. The Bulldogs are led by Coach Mendoza, as the Bryan Vikings come in led by, give you that name there in a second, head coach Ricky Tools. Both teams, I was just waiting on the Bulldogs to come out. The Bryan Vikings are already set to go. It's a nice night out here. Clouds are gone. Nice little sunset. Here in Wall, Texas, ready to play some football. Bulldogs trying to make their way out. Nice crowd. Still coming in. Still getting used. Probably some heard the late change setup. Game was supposed to start at 7. Moved it back to 8 o'clock due to the extreme heat here that Texas has been getting lately. Hopefully you guys out there are staying cool. I hope you staying cool, my friend, out there. Yes, sir, it is. Guys, the Waller Bulldogs band is now playing their fight song. Man, I'm getting really excited, man. Football is finally here. The wait is over. It's a long, long summer, man. A long summer. It's glad to see that everyone is still doing good and everybody's here to play and see their and support their teams and the kids out here, you know. Because like I said, a lot of people out here got their rooting on their grandkids, brother and sister out here rooting them on, you know. So they want to put on a good show for their family.
You can really tell it's a football atmosphere. It's a lot of good smiling faces, a lot of good spirits out on the field. The players look ready. You ready?
Yes, sir. I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Set to go at the Waller High School choirs out now, making their way out to the field to get ready to sing the national anthem. We'll take a quick break and be right back. And welcome back. That's a nice job done by the Waller High School choir singing the national anthem. As we get set here to go, the Bulldogs are dressed out in their all maroon top, maroon pants, and the maroon helmets, as the visiting Bryan Vikings come in dressed in as with the white top, white bottom, and gray helmets. Both teams are looking to try and get their first victory and get a good start to this 2023-2024 season. Still trying to get used to that, man. It's just like the yesterday was 2020. And now we're in the 2023, man. And just like this year's been going by, man.
Going by fast.
Yes, sir, it is. So head officials now making his way out to the field as we get set to do for the coin toss. The captains for the Vikings set to be number 5. Now, bear with us, folks. On the Bryan roster, they have 3 different numbers for 3 different players, so it's going to be kind of hard to kind of spec out who each player is for the Bryan Vikings. So we're going to try our best to give you accurate results. As for the Bulldogs, their captains are number 9, Jordan Duncan, number 8, Manning Fisher, number 15, Charles Laguina, and number 4, Ryan Garcia. Both teams coming to midfield, greeting each other. And it's looking like things are about to get started here, man. Football is finally among us, man. I know the long wait's been over. And just like that, the NFL season right there around the corner.
Right,
so we got football all the way until February.
Football galore.
Yes, sir.
A lot of football.
A lot of football. Looks like Waller has. Okay. So Bryan will be getting the ball to start off this game. They will be going from our left to right to receive the first possession of the game. So, like, Bulldogs are going to kick with the wind to start off. This first, not a lot of wind blowing. It's probably like a slight breeze out there, but it's not. The night has cooled down some, and it's not as hot as it was earlier.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Not cooler than early.
Yes, sir. So
that's all that matters.
They was looking out for the kids' safety, and we do appreciate that. So now time is here, time has come. Time to play some football as teams get ready to come out. The kicking teams for both teams are ready to get this thing going. It kind of seems like they're moving a little slower, and it seems like I'm ready to get this thing going, man. That's just me, you know.
Yeah, okay, here we go.
So to kick for the Bulldogs will be number 30, Seth Ferris. Back deep for the Vikings will be number 4, it looks like. Yes, number 4. So we're going to take a guess here on who number 4 would be. And I'm going to say that is DeAndre Williams, back deep. Hopefully, the commentator can help us react. I feel a lot better about that. So Garcia's kick is up. A little short will receive that to 20-yard line. It's a fair catch, and that's where the Vikings will take their first possession. But I believe that now with the new rule, they will get it starting at the 25. It's a fair catch caught in between the 25. So the Vikings will get their first possession at the 25-yard line to start off this first game. All right, now both teams have broken the huddle. Bulldogs are already set and ready to go to the thing. The quarterback looks like it's number 12 for the Vikings. And that's going to be Kason Bird, I'm sorry. He hands it off on the jet sweep. Number 4 looking to pass, has a man downfield open, but that ball's going to be incomplete, kind of floated away from it. They kind of tried to do a little trickery play right there to open off the first game, Mr. Johnson. It kind of came a little bit up short, kind of caught the Bulldogs off by surprise right there.
Right, and they had the right play in mind because the receiver was wide open. Just pass was a little short.
Pass was trying to bring up a 2nd down and 10 now for the Vikings. Vikings now coming out in the shotgun formation, 2 receivers to the left, 1 receiver to the right. Casey looking to pass, throws the ball completed by the wide receiver, number 11. He's going to be brought down just short of the first down mark. It might have another. It gave him enough. A gain of 11 right there by number 11, Ryan Griffin. And that's enough for the first down. That's an 11-yard pickup. So now bring up first down and 10 now for the Vikings from the 36-yard line. Bird is in the shotgun formation now. Booth is running back over from his left to his right. Falls high, looking to pass, has a man downfield, and it's going to be caught. But the official is saying didn't put both feet in bounds, so it's going to be an incomplete pass. And I will say, it seems like Bird and Griffin have a pretty good.
Yeah, it's the second time going back-to-back to the same receiver.
Yes, it is.
He got rocked on that play. He got rocked. I'm surprised he got that off.
Yeah, he did. So here we go now. The 2nd down and 10 now for Bird and the Vikings offense. Ball is high, looking to pass again, and it's going to be incomplete. Looked like the timing was off between Bird and Griffin right there. It looked like he had him for a second, but it looked like Griffin didn't have his head turned around and expected the ball to be there right away. So now it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 10 now for the Vikings. Clock stopped at 11:24. 20 seconds remaining on the game clock, on the play clock, I should say. Switching out the balls, trying to get an exact spot now. Move it over a little bit here over to the right. Well, here we go. 3rd down and 10 from the 36 for the Vikings. But snap by Bird, and he's going to fall down on it. Behind the line of scrimmage, that's going to be a loss of 10 on the play right there going against the Vikings. So that's going to bring up a 4th down and 21 for the Vikings. And out there, they're now bringing out their punting unit. So that's a good drive for the Bulldogs right there. Got a good key stop on 3rd down.
Real good stuff. And you could kind of see the execution of the Vikings. So that's kind of not too shocking. But on to the next play.
Yes, sir. Now back deep for the Bulldogs is number 4. It's a punt. We're going to take a nice little roll out of bounds at the 39. You got 2 dudes right now going at it after the whistle. You'd like to see that fight going on. Fight until the whistle. Was that number 69 for the Bulldogs? So that ball rolled out of bounds, and the Bulldogs will take their first possession at their own 41-yard line. Coming out to lead the Bulldogs will be number 9, Jordan Duncan. Jordan Duncan assesses his line of scrimmage on their assignments, what to do. He's in the pistol formation now with Barnes behind him. Duncan calls for the snap. Ball is tight. Handed off to Barnes. Barnes going to run that ball up the middle and maybe get a gain of 2 yards on that one right there. So that's going to bring up a second down. 8 for the Bulldogs. The huddle. We want to see if they might try to get some no-huddle game going on, try to pick up the momentum here in this game. I know it still is early, but a lot of teams, when they get a first big play, they like to keep things going, but when only getting 2 yards on that, they're going to bring things in the huddle. Now they break the huddle with Duncan going, discussing things with his line again. Now he was in the pistol formation. He's going to stay in the pistol formation. Ball is high. He's going to hand it off to Barnes again. Barnes basically cut, moving up the ball, moving to cut up the middle, and it's going to be shy of the first down.
That was a good run. He hit that hole like he was coming out of a cut.
Yeah, it was a nice little cut by Barnes. Saw a little lane and picked up another gain of 6 right there. So it's going to break up 3rd down and 2 for the Bulldogs. They hurry up, quickly run to the line. Looks like they want to take their time. Duncan getting still giving the line assignments what to do. Pistol formation now for Duncan. Ball is tight, handed off to Barnes. Barnes going to hit the outside, get that lane still on his feet, and finally going to block at the Vikings 30, see at the 41-yard line. Picked up 9 right there. Nice run by Barnes. It looks like the Bulldogs are having their way with the running game early on in this first game.
You can see they going to a little hurry and want to tie out the defense after that one.
Yes, sir. Ball's down, headed back off the Barnes. Barnes makes a cut up the middle, still on his feet, and finally going to be brought down at the Vikings 28-yard line. That's another 12-yard gain run by Barnes. And Barnes looks like he's making a good cut, finding the right hole, making the right decision. The Bulldogs back in his no-huddle offense right now. They like what they see, like this personnel from the Vikings out there on the field. The ball's going to be headed off the Barnes. Barnes on the outside corner makes a cut, makes a defender miss, and finally being brought down. Not after picking up a gain of 9 yards right there. They might give him enough for the first down, just depending on where the official wants to say. So they're going to say he got 9 right there. So they're going to bring up a 2nd down and 1 down for the Bulldogs. Now they're going to try and take some time and call things to the play. Like that kind of right there, that momentum. They like that substitution that the formation that the Vikings had, and they just went and attacked right there.
Right, and Barnes going to get a little break after all of the work he's done. He got him to this point.
Yes, sir. So now Duncan is going to get set up back in that pistol formation now, getting everything set, taking his time now. Ball is tight. Ball's going to hand it off to the running back. Running back makes a cut, hits outside, trying to shake off the defender, still on his feet, and finally going to be brought down. Not until picking up a gain of about 10 yards right there. It's a nice run by number 21. And this first carry, number 21, Edwin Hernandez, for the Bulldogs. So the Bulldogs have shown that the willingness to run the ball.
Right, the Bulldogs coming out in the midst. We want to win at the line of scrimmage. They want to set the tone early, and they're doing a good job so far.
Yes, sir. Now the Bulldogs are taking their time here. They got a little now funky formation. They got 5 people in the background. Now it's like they're going to a wildcat formation with Barnes set to receive the snap. Ball is high. Barnes going to run this to the outside, trying to find a lane. He's still on his feet, makes a move, but finally going to be brought down after picking up 4 yards on that run. So right there, it's like they tried to catch the Vikings off guard. You had 5 players lined up back there with Duncan, and they stood
the Vikings were ready for it. The Vikings stood their ground.
So now it's a gain of 4 yards for Barnes. They're going to break up a 2nd and goal from the 5-yard line. The Bulldogs are threatening to score on their first drive in this first season opener. Same line, same motion now. They break it. Waller looking to go back in that wildcat formation. The ball's going to be hiked to Barnes. Barnes going to chug his way up there and maybe get a yard on that run. Look like they try to go back to the same play. They like what they saw right there, but could only manage to pick up a yard right there. So it's going to be 3rd and goal for the Bulldogs at the Vikings 4-yard line. Duncan getting the play call from the sideline. 15 seconds remaining on the play clock. 6 minutes and 4 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Do the same thing. They're just going to first reverse it. They're going back into the Wildcat formation. The ball's going to be hiked. Handing out the ball. Bryan's trying to hit the outside lane. It has nowhere to go. Look like he might lose some yardage on that play.
Defense by the Vikings. Great red zone defense by the Vikings.
Yes, sir. They sniffed that play out. It was ready to eat it up. So now it's going to bring up a fourth down and goal.
I think it's too hard for them to sniff that one out. They did run the same play 3-4 times in a row. So I see how the Vikings were ready for that one.
Yeah, they stuck off on it with the first time. I gave 4, but then after that they just went backwards. They lost 3 yards on that play right there. So now it's going to bring up a 4th and goal. It looks like they're going to keep the offense on the field. And now we're going to have a quick timeout here. I think those who wants to think things over. See if he wants to kick the field goal or keep the offense out there on the field trying to get the first touchdown this year. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back after this. No score in the first quarter. Vikings 0, Bulldogs 0. 6 minutes and 35 seconds to go in the first quarter. We'll be right back after this.
Gotta pay, let me search it. I gotta work, yeah.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Both teams have talked things over. And we're going to see what Mendoza drives up here for his Waller offense. Dunking him, and his body's ready to go. The pistol. Ball is at the Vikings 7-yard line. Duncan now goes back to his line. He's like he want to change the play up a little bit. Taking his time now. Out here to go in the pistol formation. Duncan now receives the ball, jump back to pass. Has nowhere to go to, double to his left, has nowhere to go. That's going to throw the ball away. And that's going to be an incomplete pass. Had no one to go to. The Vikings sent pressure and got to Duncan and forced him to rear out to his left. And wasn't no one available for Duncan. So that's going to be a turnover on downs. A good defensive job by the Vikings to keep the Bulldogs from scoring any points on that drive.
Great red zone defense after the Bulldogs were able to march down the field behind Alex Barnes, heavy running.
Kind of question the call a little bit. I mean, I'm assuming maybe not having a strong kicker, do not take the points right there, but put a lot of trust in on your offense. But nonetheless, here we go. 6 minutes, 25 seconds now to go. The Vikings get their second goal on this drive right here. First pass is going to be an incomplete. Bird wasn't trying to intend for his receiver, Griffin. You can see a strong connection between Bird and Griffin right now. Tyson Turner is the receiver. So now it's going to be second down to 10 now for the Vikings. Ball is at their own 6-yard. Ball's going to be headed off to the Vikings running back. He's going to be brought down quickly by the Bulldogs defense. He only picked up a yard right there on the run. That was a huge weight on the carry right there. Only picking up a yard. So that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 9 now for the Vikings. Bird is in the shotgun formation. Bird's going to fake the handoff, looking to pass. Has their intended receiver. Ball's up in the air. It looks like the defender tripped. He's trying to plead for pass interference. But that ball's going to be incomplete, so they're going to bring up a 4th down and 9 now for the Vikings.
Yeah, both players just got tripped up on that one. Good no call. Good no call.
Glad to see that they let the boys play. Nothing you can do about that. I know you can see the frustration on the intended receiver, number 4, for the Vikings. As DeAndre Williams was a little bit frustrated that he couldn't get a call, but nonetheless, he's going to bring up a 4th down and 9 now for the Vikings. The Vikings punters kicking from his own end zone right now. Looks like they don't have enough players on the Vikings side, so one negative way on there to make it 11. That deep for the Bulldogs will be number 4. Don't have a number 4 on our roster, so we'll try to make out that play for us when we can. The ball to put, ball to bump, and he finds a way to get it back. Oh, no, sir, it's recovered by the Vikings. Not what you needed if you're a Bulldogs fan. Bumped the punt and couldn't get on it. Recovered by number 74, the Vikings. Good awareness down. So now the Vikings get another crack at it with the best starting position that they had. Ball's going to be at their own 42-yard line now. I know that's got to be a little bit frustrating if you're on the Bulldogs side of things. Can't be giving away little turnovers like that. Now you're just asking for your defense to bail you out here.
After doing a good job of holding up for you as well.
Yes, sir. So now Bird is like he's going to bring his offense back out on the field. 2 receivers to his left, 2 to his right in the shotgun formation. The ball, Hikes gets the ball, looking to run, trying to make a defender miss, but he's going to be brought down quickly by a host of Bulldogs. They had a changing quarterback, Luke Turnout, did that quarterback for the Vikings on that play. Now it looks like Bird's going to come back out now on the quarterback change. Looks like he couldn't get any yardage on that run right there. It looks like it's going to be a no gain, so now it's going to bring up 2nd down and 10 now for the Vikings. Bird back out there in quarterback. There's a receiver in motion. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Now hikes the ball, fakes the handoff, looking to pass, has it to the receiver, but he overthrows everybody. Same page right there.
Definitely a huge miscommunication. He overthrew him by about 10 yards.
Yes, sir. He had one standing at the 40, and the ball ended up at the 20. So somebody wasn't on the same page right there. So that's going to bring a stoppage at 5 minutes and 7 seconds here in the first quarter. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 10 for the Vikings. Ball still at their own 42-yard line. Bird gets the snap. Look at the pass. Sorry, that's Johnson. Has an intended receiver. Got it.
The Vikings finally able to connect on one of those deep.
Calendar notification. The Mike Grin Show. File
Yes, sir, that's going to be a 48-yard reception right there for Lewis, the intended receiver, on that play for the Vikings. And just right there, the Vikings got a big play. And things have changed over in the momentum for the Vikings. Now here we go. Shotgun formation, a little no-huddle option. And he's going to hand the ball off to number 7 for the Vikings.
The Bulldogs is all over there with nowhere to go.
You might have to take your call
Maybe got a loss
off of Wi-Fi.
But they lost a yard right there. That's going to bring a 2nd down.
A lot of buffering.
The Vikings like to go to this 2 different quarterback system. So what's completing that pass was number 9, Jonathan Duty. The ball's going to be now handed off to number 3. It's going to be finally taken down to the 10-yard line.
Check it at halftime.
Got that yardage back that he lost, so it's going to bring up a 2nd down, a 3rd down, and about 4 down for the Vikings. 3rd down and 4. Ball is at the Bulldogs' 9-yard line. Back shoulder. It's going to be an incomplete pass. 4th down and goal for the Vikings. It's like they're going to keep their offense out on the field right now.
So far, other than the one deep shot, this seems to be a pretty defensive game. Both defenses holding up well.
We have a stoppage in the play right now. Let's see what the problem is. Right now, we still have yet to have anyone put up any points on the board. And we finally get a timeout here. Bryan's going to take a timeout, so we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back after this.
If you got a pay, let me search it. I gotta work, yeah.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the Vikings are knocking on the door to try to put up the first points into this ball game. Ball, it is 4th and goal from the Bulldogs 8. Both teams have 2 timeouts remaining. Ball is hiked. The ball's going to be a keeper by the quarterback, and he's going to march his way into the end zone for a Vikings touchdown. 8-yard touchdown run from the quarterback. Walked right into the end zone. I'm pretty sure he went in untouched, Mr. Greg. So that is how this contest gets opened up with the quarterback run in for an 8-yard touchdown by number 9. But we believe that is Tate Allen, the quarterback. So Tate Allen finds his way into the end zone to open up this game. The kick is up, and it's good. So the Vikings 7, the Bulldogs 0. So Bulldogs had an opportunity to crack into the scoreboard earlier, but they elected to go for it on the 4th down and not kick the field goal. So now you're trailing. What are some things that you're looking for the Bulldogs to do on this next drive?
As long as they continue to run the ball the way they did, they had really good momentum moving the ball down the field on the ground. Like to see a little more passing in their play calling, but I think they should be just fine.
Yes, sir. As you say, you think they attempted a pass that first drive,
right.
Opening drive at all. The second time they were supposed to get the ball, they buffed the punt, and that's how the Vikings they took advantage of that, started at their own 42-yard line and drove it all the way down. Scored the touchdown on an 8-yard touchdown run by Tate Allen. So now the Vikings have a little bit of a lead to work with now. The Bulldogs are trying to fight back and tie this contest up. Back deep for the Bulldogs will be number 4. We don't have a number 4 in our roster, but number 0 will be back there with them, Alex Barnes. Set to go here now. Bulldogs trying to get some little spark back into things. The kick is up as a short kick. It's going to be retrieved and finally brought down. Maybe got 5 yards on that carry. And the Bulldogs are going to get it starting at their own 33-yard line. So as we get set here, so I'm sorry, back deep was Caden Cherry. I'm sorry. So there we go. So now the Bulldogs are set to go here, trying to tie this contest back up. Still got 3 minutes and 46 seconds to go here in the first quarter. And you get the ball to start off the second half. So you're going to try and inch back into this contest. Now let it slip away.
3 minutes. Suggested reply. All right. A pass from Hammer Gallery.
Formation down for Duncan. 2 receivers to his right, 1 to the left. Now walking up to the line to signal different formation. Now he's getting set. Barnes is set behind him. Now hikes and calls for the ball. Hands it off to Barnes. Barnes makes a cut, trying to hit the outside lane, but going to be tripped up by the Viking, number 2, the quarter, tripped him up from maybe getting a game, picking up a big game, but he brought him down and only picked up a yard right there. It's going to be 2nd down and 9 now for Barnes. For Barnes and the Bulldogs. Duncan down, discussing things with his tight end, giving the blocking assignment. Pistol formation. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Barnes set behind Duncan. Duncan down. Signals for the snap. Low snap. Fake the pass. Was an intended receiver, but he was blocking another miscommunication going on with the team. Looked like he wanted to hit him. He had him right open, had it decided. But the wide receiver was thinking it was a run play.
Right. They looked a little personal there from the wide receiver. I don't think that's too good of an idea to take this personal when you are already losing in the first quarter. I think they should be more focused on trying to put some points on the board here.
So now it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 9 now for the Bulldogs. Ball is at their home 34-yard line. Duncan down, getting things set, trying to get the offense steady. Now he's going to hand it off the ball. Barnes at the outside, trying to find a lane, trying to stay on the feet to pick up the 1st down, but he's going to be short. Barnes maybe got 5 on that. He picked up exactly 5, so they're going to bring up a 3rd down and 4 now for the Bulldogs. And now they're going to bring out the punting unit. Kind of did need that stall, that drive to stall for the Bulldogs. Now they're going to bring out the punting unit back deep for the Bulldogs, for the Vikings.
And in hindsight, that drive was pretty important. Now you're giving the ball back to the other team, a chance for them to go up 2 scores.
Low punt, but finally retrieved by the punter. It'll take a Bulldog bounce and roll inside the 10. And going to be down at the looks like at the 7. So a nice punt right there by the Bulldogs to pin the Vikings deep down their own
Don't
territory.
forget for you guys to mix
like the
in
Bulldogs probably could have let it bounce.
Some of the scripts
To put them a little bit deeper, but
programs that we bring to the network.
Anyway, anytime you can pin your own opponent down in your own 10-yard line is a success, one for the special teams.
Especially when you're down early.
So here we go down. The Vikings are going to take another shot at it. So it's like they're going to change quarterbacks again. Actually, the Vikings like to switch out the quarterbacks on their side. So now getting the chance to start off this opening drive is going to be number 9. Tate Allen. Tate Allen out of the shotgun formation. Looking to pass on the bubble screen. Complete to the wide receiver, makes the cut, still on his feet, but finally going to be brought down by a host of Bulldogs. Kind of got away with roughing the pass, or I'll just say roughed it. Seems like kind of tagging them out of bounds. So luckily they didn't call that, but that reception was a connect for a 6-yard gain right there. So I'm going to bring up 2nd down and 4 now for the Vikings. Allen in the shotgun formation. Hikes the ball. Hands it off to his running back. The running back makes a move. Makes a trucking move. And fights his way up to get to the 1st down. Enough. It picks up 5 yards right there.
Yeah, that was powerful run by number 23. The running back there just hit the hole and ran right over his man. Didn't even see him.
So we go. Enough for the 1st down to keep the change moving down. Allen completes the pass on the bubble screen to his wide receiver and maybe gets another, say, 3 yards on that reception. Kind of go quick with it, trying to catch the Bulldogs sleeping, but the Bulldogs were prepared right there on that bubble screen. So they was enough to get 4 yards on that. So we're going to bring up a 2nd down. We'll say 7. 2nd down to 7 for the Vikings. 51 seconds left remaining in the 1st quarter. Taking their time down here. Now the ball's hyped. Looking to pass again. And the ball's going to be connected with his wide receiver, but finally being brought out of bounds. Might be short of the 1st down. They're going to say he got maybe 5 on that. We're going to bring a 3rd down and 1. for the Vikings. 25 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Ball is high. Handed off. Ball's going to be kept by the quarterback, and he's going to be brought down for a loss of yardage right there. Didn't need that to be a Vikings head coach right there. Probably had the first down, but ran backwards. And the Bulldogs capitalized on it. That's going to be a loss.
And the Vikings tried to go back to that play that got them in the end zone, but this time the Bulldogs were ready for it. They snuffed it out and got a tackle in the backfield.
And that looks like it's going to be the last play of the first quarter. The Bryan Vikings are leading this contest by a score of 7-0. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this. You're listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network.
If you got a bit, let me search it. I gotta work, yeah.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another production of the Open Mic Broadcast Network. We're here in Waller, Texas, for the season opener as the Bulldogs are hosting the Bryan Vikings. We're here in the second quarter. Bryan is punting away to the Bulldogs, and the ball is going to be stopped. And the Bulldogs are going to take possession at their own 33-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. They got a good stop by their defense. They pinned the Vikings in their own 10-yard line. Inside their own 10, the ball started at their 7, and they couldn't capitalize from there. Good defensive stop for the Bulldogs. So now they're trying to find their way. They can put up some points on this drive and tie this contest up. Just want to give you a reminder. We want to remind you that we are the proud voice of the student athletic service, the Bulldogs, Royal Falcons, the Hempstead Bobcats, and the Prairie A&M University since 2002. As Duncan gets set to go here in this drive in the pistol formation, single man in motion, going to hand it off to Barnes, but it's going to be stuffed up immediately by the Vikings linebacker, and he snapped that out pretty fast.
Pretty fast. He was back there almost before the play even developed.
That play right there is going to be a loss of 5 right there. We're going to have a second down and 15 now for the Bulldogs. Didn't need that play to start off an opening drive, so now you're kind of working backwards now to kind of get some of that yardage back. 6 down and 15 now for the Bulldogs. About 5 seconds remaining on the play clock. Now they finally hurry up to
got to get the playoff.
They got it off at that time, but I don't think so. It looks like there's a signal for the timeout. Looks like the side official is trying to discuss with those of what's going on. We had thought they got it off at enough time. It looks like the Bulldogs are going to have to burn another timeout because the game clock wasn't threatening to hit the 0. Didn't think they got it off at enough time.
I didn't think. Honestly, didn't think they got the timeout in time either.
So here we go now. Now that changes things. Now the Bulldogs are only remaining left with 1 timeout in the second quarter. I'm trying to keep that in your back pocket and only need it for emergencies. Trailing here 7-0. Nice night here, Pee Wee night here in Waller, Texas. Got a nice crowd still steady coming in as we are welcoming the season opener of the Friday Night Lights. It has come and returned for us. Bulldogs are dressed in the maroon top, maroon helmet, maroon pants as the Disney Vikings are in the gray helmet, white top, white pants. Nice look. Both teams.
I'm actually a fan of the white on white, if I should say so myself. I love that. I love that colorway, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, that's a good look. Now both teams are set to go back here. Bulldogs break the huddle. Now lined up in the shotgun formation. Duncan's got he was to his left, one to his right. Now sings the man in motion, hikes the ball, fakes the handoff, looking to pass, has the intended receiver. That ball's going to be caught by the Bulldogs. Nice reception. Looked like the ball was going to be a little bit short, and the defender made a nice break on it, but didn't get the timing off.
Quarterback put that right on the money.
So that's going to be a Bulldogs first down. Ball went out of bounds. Sorry, the reception went out of bounds at the 47-yard line of the Vikings. So that's going to be a 19 reception right there for Bulldogs. And we get set to go here. First and 10 now.
Make sure
the 47-yard line.
to let the people know the direction that the teams are going in. Either they're going to your left or your right. Let that be known.
Second down and 11.
Period.
For the Bulldogs.
When a player makes a good play, take the time to find this number
the Bulldogs
and call his
make
name.
his way back onto the field. We'll see if the Bulldogs to go back to establish that run game like they did the first drive. They moved the ball very exceptionally well down.
And just going back to that pass play really quick, I feel like the Bulldogs really needed that for the momentum of their offense.
Yes, sir. That was a big opening play, a good momentum play to keep things rolling. So now Duncan in his offense set to go here, shotgun formation for Duncan. Single man in motion, low snap, finally hands off the Barn. Barn makes a cut, makes a move up the middle. Runs to his own defender for a little bit, but man stay on his feet and pick up the yard he lost, and then some. I'm going to say picked up 9 yards, 10 yards on that play. So it's going to bring up a third down and 2 now for the Bulldogs. Third down and 2. 9 minutes and 54 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Ball is at the Vikings' 39-yard line. The Bulldogs are trying to find a way to put some points out here on the board to tie this contest up. Now Duncan in the shotgun formation, 6 man in motion, hands it off to Barnes. Barnes trying to get that fight for his way forward, and he does just that and doing the job, picking up the 2 and 2 more on that for a gain of 4. And that's going to be enough to move the change for the Bulldogs to keep that drive alive. So we first and 10 now for the Bulldogs. Ball is at the Vikings.
Don't forget to let the people
35-yard
know
line.
which direction. Either they're going to your left or to your right.
Great way to run the ball. Hard, heavy, and fast.
The Bulldogs moving from our left to right now. Duncan in the pistol formation. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to his right. Now the clock, there is a penalty marker on the play. Looks like it's going to be a delay of game going against the Bulldogs. So that's going to push them back 5 yards. 15 now. Ball's moved to the 40-yard line of the Vikings. So it's first and 15 now for the Bulldogs. I want to make a correction on that. It wasn't a 19-yard reception. That was a 27-yard reception from Duncan to Williams. Duncan down looking to pass. Has an intended receiver. Tried to hit him on the back shoulder, but came up a little bit on off connection right there. So it's going to bring up a second down at 15 now for the Bulldogs.
I don't think that receiver was supposed to go out that far. Duncan letting him know where he was supposed to go. Just a little miscommunication again. Kind of liking this drive by the Bulldogs, though. Better. This is probably their second best drive of the game so far.
Yes, sir. And you want to have a drive like this, at least lead you into some kind of point. So down here we go. Second and 15 now for Duncan and the Bulldogs. Duncan's in the shotgun formation. Looked like there was a little urban boot, but they're not going to call it. Duncan looking to scramble pass. Has the intended receiver. The ball is caught And that's going to be stopped at the 18-yard line. Nice connection from Duncan to number 10, Shields. Hit him across on the post. So now that's going to be enough for him. 27-yard game.
Bulldogs putting it together here. Let's see if they can get in the end zone. Nice drive so far.
It'll be 1st and 10 now for the Bulldogs. Ball is at the Vikings 18-yard line. Just a formation for Duggan. Duggan hands off the ball to Barnes. Barnes trying to stay on the seat, make a cut, and finally tripped up after picking up about 6 yards right there on the run. So that's going to bring up 2nd down. So you got 5. So you're going to say 2nd down and 5.
And the way Barnes is running, can't help but to imagine they go right back to him here.
And that's what he said. They give it right back to Barnes right there. Barnes trying to make a cut, but got tripped up as in doing so. But there is a penalty marker on the play. It looks like there is a Viking shaking up on the play right now. See if we can get his number. Like he got back on to feet pretty quick. So they say he got no gain on the play right there. So it would bring up a 3rd and 5 right now, but the officials are discussing things amongst themselves to see who is the guilty culprit right now, who the penalty is going on. So a lot to determine right now. Vikings are leading right now. Score 7-0 with 7 minutes and 37 seconds to go here in the 2nd quarter. Not sure what the problem is yet, and now the head officials are going to let us know. So the legal substitution against the Vikings, that's going to be an automatic 1st down. So just what you needed. If you're a Bulldog, now it's going to bring up a 1st and for the Bulldogs. Ball is now spotted at the Vikings their 8-yard line. Now the Bulldogs breaking huddle. Duncan it the offense in the pistol formation. 2 receivers to his left. Now he sees the ball in motion. Behind. Now he's going to fake the handoff, get a jet sweep, trying to hit the outside corner to his wide receiver, but he's going to be short. Luckily, if he got a yard, you're going to say he just got that. Maybe 2.
And the Bulldogs knocking on the door. If you're a Bulldogs fan, you definitely want to see some type of points get on the board after being in the red zone previous.
So now it's going to bring up a 2nd down and goal. Said the first play started at so that was a gain of 1 yard for the jet sweep 5 Bulldogs. So it's going to be 2nd and goal now. Ball is at the Vikings 6-yard line. 6 minutes and 35 seconds to go here. Bulldogs 30 on the door to score. Now the signals audible to his offensive line. The ball is
doing okay. There's
trying to hit the lane.
A bunch of spotty audio going in and out.
And finally being stopped at the
Waller's losing 7-0, right?
So let's see what the Bulldogs trying to do. It looks like they're trying to go to a little no-huddle action right here, trying to catch the Vikings off guard. Clock is still rolling down. Duncan has signaled the play to the team. Now signed up in the pistol formation. Ball's going to be hiked and high snap for a little bit, and Barnes is going to take it, but he's going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage for no yards on that play. So it looks like the Bulldogs are going to keep the offense out there on the field. A little substitution now coming. Barnes coming his way off the field. Let's see what the Bulldogs try to do. Don't see a kicker.
Hey, Spell.
So it looks like the Bulldogs are going to be going for majority of their 4th down conversions right now.
Looks like it.
The clock is still rolling. 5 minutes and 2
seconds. Hey, how does your hotspot thing work?
Now Doug is ready to go. Now he's going to fake the handoff, look to the pass, and the ball's going to be short.
I know how it works. How many devices can you get on at one time? What? How much it cost you a month?
Turnover on the down.
You don't know?
The Bulldogs.
And if you're the Bulldogs, I like mix it up a little bit.
What would you charge for a sub lease during football season?
That's all you can ask for.
That's all you can ask for. So now that drive stalls out with no points. As the Vikings did.
It seems like it's just when we do these WALLER games.
Up the Bulldogs. The ball was at their own 3-yard line. Now the Vikings and Bird get set to take things on their next drive. 1st and 10 from their own 3-yard line.
Hello?
Bird in the shotgun formation has 3 receivers to his right.
Hello?
1 to his left. Looking to pass as an open receiver. The ball going to be caught with connection. Trying to find Sale on his feet, but not able to get anything after receiving that pass. But was able to pick up about 7 yards on that reception. So to break up a 2nd down. So you got 8. So 2nd down and 2 now. 4 the Vikings. Bird looked like he tried to go right back to that same play, but it's going to be an incomplete pass.
And the Vikings look like they just want to get a little breathing room. Not too much success in the run game so far, so they trying to just get out of their own end zone a little bit more.
They are trying to do that now. They got a little bit more breathing room. Ball is at their own 11-yard line now. This height hands it off to the running back. Running back trying to find some room to run. Still on his feet, bouncing backwards now, but he's going to be met by a host of Bulldogs. Probably got scrimmage, maybe picked up a yard. The official says got maybe a yard right there, so it's going to bring up a 4th down and 2 down for the Vikings. Ball is at their own. Let's say 4th down and 1, 4th down and 2, however you want to mark it. We'll go off the scoreboard. 4th down and 2 now for the Vikings. Ball is at their own 11-yard line. The Vikings are trying to signal a play over. Looks like they're just going to take the time out. So with 3 minutes and 47 seconds to go here in the 2nd quarter, the Vikings are leading by a score of 7-0. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back after this.
Gotta pay, let me search it. I gotta work, yeah.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The Vikings get set to take here 4th and 2 from their own 11. Looks like they're going to break out the punting unit. Back deep for the Bulldogs will be number 4. Caden Sherry will be a low punt. 6 of Vikings rolling, still rolling, but probably going to be stopped. And the Bulldogs will now take their drive, starting at their own 43-yard line. So you got 3 minutes and 32 seconds left on the clock with the timeout in your pocket to try and put some points on the board and go into this thing at halftime, at least either down by 4 or tied up if you're a Bulldogs fan. A good thing the Bulldogs do get the ball to start off the second half of this contest. Bulldogs start this drive now from their own 43-yard line, moving from our left to right. Huddle was broken down. The Bulldogs often make their way to the line of scrimmage. Dogs in a shotgun formation. 3 receivers, 2 Dunkins left, 1 to his right. Now he hands it off to the running back, and the running back trying to get some positive yardage, carrying the defender on his back and muscles his way up to a gain of about 3 yards right there. So we're going to bring up a 2nd down and 7 down for the Bulldogs. Clock is still rolling. Kind of got a little bit of a no-huddle action right now, but the Bulldogs kind of want to pick up the tempo. We only have one timeout in the back pocket. Only positive thing, the clock does stop after a first down. Ball is hiked. Here's the formation. Hands it on the end. A fumble on the play is going to be picked up by the Vikings.
A lot of case back there. When the quarterback looked back, hand off the ball to the running back, he wasn't there. He looked back again, and he still wasn't there. That's how that fumble happened. Just miscommunication between the quarterback and the running back.
Didn't need that if you're a Bulldogs fan that both Duncan and the running back were not on the same communication right there. So now that's going to bring an advantage for the Vikings as they get this possession now starting at the Bulldogs 47-yard line. 2 minutes and 51 seconds to go here in the second quarter. The Vikings still have 2 timeouts in their back pocket, so they're going to try and see if they can put some points on the board and then increase this lead. Ball's handed off. A little muffle of the handoff from Bird to his running back, but managed to hang on to it and scramble his way up for about a gain of 2 yards right there. So we're going to bring up a second down and 8 now for the Vikings.
Kind of in a little hurry up here.
Yes, sir. A little no huddle going action right now. Bird, look at the pass. And it's going to be brought down for a sack by the Bulldogs, getting in there quick and blowing that play up was number 25.
And I will say, even though the Bulldogs are down 1 score in this game, it seems like they really winning down in the trenches. They holding it down at the line. They getting it in at the line. They winning the line of scrimmage battle.
Yes, sir. And you see, that was number 15, Trent Holden, on that sack right there. Now, Bird, look at the pass. Pump fake, has an intended receiver, and that ball's going to be broken up nicely by the Bulldogs quarterback. Paid attention, didn't get the see by Bird's pump fake and stayed with his defender right there. So that's going to make up a 4th down and 15 now for the Vikings. And again, another stop by the Bulldogs defense right now to keep them in the game right now. Like I say, you did mention earlier, the Bulldogs front line has done a good job at least keeping them in this football game right now. Bryan got a huge sack right there, that last one, and then the defensive job by the corners, not letting anything easy go on. Now it's going to bring up a 4th down at 15 now for the Vikings. The Vikings did bring out the punting unit, and this is a deep kick, nice kick, and it's Buffalo has to pick it up, finally picks it up, now running to the outside, has some room to run. On the outside at the 10, 25, 30, trying to stay on his feet, and finally brought down what looked like a play for disaster turned into some positive yardage right there, and he picked it up at his own, at the 1-yard line, and was able to get it all the way back to the 31-yard line.
Pretty impressive run there. Number 4 gets to the outside, tries to break free, but he gets caught up. But as a Bulldogs fan, that's looking for something. You want to take anything positive you can get at this point.
Yes, sir. Like I said, a play that looked like it was set up for disaster ended up in positive yardage for the Bulldogs. So now they get another crack at it with 1 minute and 31 seconds to go here in the second quarter. The Bulldogs are trying to fight their way back and tie this contest up before we head into halftime. Duncan in the offense ready to go down here. In the pistol formation now. He has 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Barnes is in the backfield with him. 1st and 10, ball is at the old 31-yard line. Now he gets the ball. Look at the pass. Step back. Has a intended receiver. Just connects with his running back on the sweep, but that gets blown up for a loss of yardage right there. Good read by the Viking quarter to blow that play up before it can be anything positive. And that brought down a loss of 3 yards right there. So bringing a 2nd down and 13 now for the Bulldogs.
And the pressure may have gotten to Duncan there as he looked to have a receiver open down the field.
Look like there's going to be a stoppage of the plays right there. It's going to be an offsides. The Vikings kind of got a little early right there. So they tried to get a smooth play out of it, but like the onside official being played dead. Because, you know, sometimes in college, high school, excuse me, in the NFL, they let that play go on, but now they decided to give it a quick stoppage. So
right,
now,
outside linebacker clearly jumped there. You could obviously see it just a little early.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit. So here we go. Second down and 8 now for the Bulldogs. 42 seconds now remaining in the second half. Excuse me, in the second quarter. Duggan in the shotgun formation. Looking to pass. Has all day to throw. Good protection by the Bulldogs. Now rolling to his left. Steps up. Has connected with Barnes, but it's going to say an incomplete pass. Didn't get his feet inbound. So it's going to bring up third down and 8 now for the Bulldogs. Clock stopped at 23.9 seconds.
A little surprising there. It looked like he got his feet in, but I honestly couldn't tell. But if you ask me, it looked like he was in, but
I thought it was a good catch for a second too, but the official has a better view than down there than we do up here. So we're going to hit it for the So now it brings up third down and 8. Shotgun formation for Duggan. Duggan looks to hand off to the running back. And that play is going to be brought down by a host of Vikings. Maybe got 2 yards on there. And now the Vikings are going to elect to use a timeout themselves. Stop the clock at 14.6 here. We're going to stay right here. The Vikings see what they can do with a little 14 seconds. They are leading right now, 7-0 in this season opener. So far, it's like it's been a straight defensive match for both teams right now. The Bulldogs had opportunity to score earlier in the first quarter on their opening drive, but that got stalled out. Couldn't complete for the fourth and goal. And then the Vikings found their way on that next drive after the fumble to take the lead for a touchdown run. So now that's where we stand at. The Vikings 7, the Bulldogs 0. Bulldogs now decide to bring out their punting unit. Back deep for the Vikings will be number 4, Williams. Then we're a Bulldogs. Just want to see if we keep this ball rolling, keep the clock rolling. The ball is high, and the ball is going to be blocked by the Vikings. And Bryan's going to recover it. We're going to see if they're going to add a little bit. When I look, might be 7 seconds. Right now, the clock is.
You just mentioned how this game is defensive. Another defensive play right there. Special teams holding up for the Vikings.
Yes, sir. We didn't quite get on who blocked it right there because it seemed like it happened so fast. We got there, and an outstanding job again for the Vikings special team. Ends up with great field position right now at the Bulldogs' 42-yard line. Timeout in your pocket. Looks like they're not going to adjust the game time, so it's going to remain 5 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. The Vikings are trying to draw up a big play, see if they can score within these 5 seconds. Shotgun formation for Allen, looking to pass, takes a chance downfield, has the intended receiver, the ball is open, and it's going to be an incomplete pass, but they're going to draw a penalty marker on the play. There is a flag on the play that might get the Bulldogs for pass interference. We're going to see if that's going to be one more play before we go into halftime. It is a 15-yard penalty from their own. So now the Vikings will get another crack at it at the Bulldogs' 29 or 28-yard line. But now the Vikings have another chance to try and add on to their lead. It's like they're going to bring out the field goal unit now. Exactly what the Bulldogs are doing. Excuse me, what the Vikings are doing. They brought out the field goal unit to try and take these points. So now this is going to be a 45-yard field goal attempt for the Vikings. The kick is up, and the kick is blocked by the Bulldogs.
Another defensive play. Defensive game. We go into halftime with a 7-0. Straight defense.
Just what the doctor ordered for the Bulldogs. On that block was number 40, Ryan Garcia, the senior, coming in big for the Bulldogs. And that's where we end things off here. Going into halftime, the Bryan Vikings leading by a score of 7-0 over the Waller Bulldogs. We're going to take a quick halftime break, and we'll be right back after this. Receive the ball to start off the second half. The Bulldogs, mind you, are dressed out in all maroon top, maroon jersey, maroon pants with a W on the side as the visiting Vikings making their way down the field, dressed out in the silver top, silver helmet, white top, white bottom, right now. And yet, Bulldogs are now 6A. For my time, I was sitting 5A, so it's still a lot of adjustment getting to myself. But nevertheless, it's still ball to be played, doesn't matter what division you're in. The Bulldogs make their way out from the tunnel as they're trying to get pumped up, trying to see if they can tie the game on their first opening drive to start off this half. If you want to see any sponsors want to take out there, Mr. Johnson?
Oh, yeah, Philip. We want to thank our sponsors for all they do for us. First, the Prairie Athletic Club, serving student athletes since 1986. For more information on how to become a member, dial 936-857-5817 and ask for Greg Holston. Second, the Panther Bucks, serving student athletes since 1995. For more information on how to become a member, contact Dino Robinson at 713-417-2090. And the Temple of Refuge Ministry. Listen live each Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Central Time by dialing 857-777-0000.
Yes.
Building the kingdom.
One soul at a time.
One soul at a time.
Yes, sir. We want to thank all of our sponsors for everything that they do. As we get set here, the Bulldogs will be going from our right to left to start off the second half. Back deep for the Bulldogs will be number 4, Williams. K. Cherry, and number 10, we have the wide receiver, Landon Seals. Now the Vikings trying to make their kickoff unit onto the field. To kick for the Vikings is going to be number 80. It is, bear with 1 second. Again, like I said, on the roster, the Vikings have 3 different players listed at number 80. So we're going to say it's Daniel Lagoria kicking now for the Vikings. And it's going to be a fair catch down caught by the Bulldogs at their own 30-yard line. So that's where the Bulldogs will start their opening drive at their own 30. We're going to see if Duncan and the Bulldogs can get some things clicking fast and early in this first opening drive in the second half so they can try and put some points on the board. They've been able to move the ball well when it seems like they had some good plays, but it just stalls out. Can't quite execute and finish the drive. But the Bulldogs set to go here. Pistol formation, ball's going to be handed off to Barnes. Barnes makes a cut, but it's going to be only able, luckily, to get back to the line of scrimmage for a gain of no yardage right there. So they're going to bring up second down and 10 down for the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs have shown that they want to run the ball, and it's been the main focus for them so far. Now the Bulldogs coming in the shotgun formation. Duncan signals over. Barnes in motion. Now he's going to hand it off to Barnes. Barnes trying to hit the outside corner. Hits the lane. Makes a move and finally going to be brought down at the 40-yard line, picking up 10 yards and enough to keep the change moving for another Bulldogs first down. So it's going to be 1st and 10 now for the Bulldogs. Ball is at their own 40, able to keep the running game, keep those chains moving. So now the Bulldogs are going to move to a no huddle action right now. Duncan in the pistol formation, split receivers. Barnes is in the backfield with him. Now the ball is tight, a little slow snap, but Duncan managed to hang on to it, trying to escape, trying to play it from nothing into something, but able to just throw that ball away. It was set up for disaster. It was a low snap. Duncan tried to keep it and hand it off to Barnes, but Barnes looked like he took off before anything could happen, and Duncan was able to stay up on his feet too and avoid pressure and just threw that ball away to keep the drive alive. So now they're going to break, but 2nd down and 10 now for the Bulldogs. Bulldogs moving from our right to left. Shotgun formation for Duncan. Ball is tight. Going to hand it off to Barnes. Barnes trying to make a move, makes a cut, but it's finally going to be brought down. Maybe getting 2 yards on that run right there. So now it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 8 for the Bulldogs.
Really would love the Bulldogs mix it up a little bit here, get some passing games going.
Yes, sir. You want to see if you can open up that defense to allow you to run the ball.
Right.
So right now, the Bulldogs are looking at a 3rd down and 8. Ball is at their own 42-yard line. 10 minutes and 18 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. Duncan trying to set his offense. Shotgun formation. 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Ball is tight. Rolling out, but there is a penalty marker on the play. Looks like it's going to be a false start.
Looked like a Bulldog jumped early.
Wait the call here. It is a false start against the Bulldogs, so that's going to be a 5-yard penalty on the play. So it's going to bring up 3rd down and 13 now for the Bulldogs. Not what you needed right there. You don't want to be moving backwards at any point of the drive. So now it brings the ball spotted at the Bulldogs' 37-yard line. 3rd and 13. Duncan in the shotgun formation. Looks like they did get an offside, so they might have a free play. Duncan looking to pass. Has a receiver downfield open. He's going to connect on the play right there from Duncan to Sherry.
And we've been calling for the Bulldogs to do some type of play calling with some passing game, and there you go right there on a big game.
A big game as well, and that was a 47-yard reception from Duncan to Sherry. So now it's going to bring a 1st down. And again, there was a penalty marker. There was an offside on the play. Looks like the head official's kind of limping on the play. Make sure he's all right, but he's probably getting his way in there. So now going to keep things rolling. 1st and 10 now for the Bulldogs. Ball hiked off to Barnes. Barnes trying to find some room to run, but it's probably going to be thrown out of bounds. The Bulldogs are looking for a flag, but there's not going to be one.
Rightfully so. That did look a little late there.
Yeah, but the officials are letting the boys play because it did happen earlier in the game. So I was glad to see that they're just letting the boys play, but you want to look out for their safety. So Barnes on that carry actually got a loss of yardage on that, so a loss of 2. So that's going to bring up a 2nd down and 12 now for the Bulldogs. Ball is at the Vikings' 18-yard line. Ball looking high. Handed off to number 21. He has some room to run. He breaks up the middle, fighting his way, getting the yardage that he lost right there all the way up down to the 8-yard line. Excuse me, the ball was at the 16. So that's a gain of 8 right there. So now, 3rd down and 3. And that ball is going to be handed off back to the running back, but it's going to be a stoppage.
It looks like we got a flag on the play.
There is a flag on the play. Holding on the offense. So that's going to push him back 10 yards. Not what you needed right now. If you're the Bulldogs, driving like it was moving well, picked up that positive yardage on that run right there by number 21. That was Travion Glover. So now that penalty is going to actually be declined and not accepted. So instead of a 3rd and 13, we're going to look at a 3rd. It's going to be a 4th and 4 now. The penalty was accepted. And it looks like the Bulldogs are going to want to take a timeout to discuss things. So we'll take a quick timeout. Vikings leading by a score of 7-0 with 8:48 to go here in the 3rd quarter. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as looks like Coach Mendoza is going to elect to try and put some points on the board, as this will be, and the kick is up, and it's good. So that was a 27-yard field goal right there. So that makes the score 7-3 here in this contest. Bulldogs find a way to capitalize on that drive right there, their opening drive. Looked like it was going to stall out for a little bit on them, but they found a way to manage up to put 3 points on the board. So now we're looking at a score of 7-3. Now you're just hoping that your Bulldogs defense can give you a stop to get that ball back. If you can try and take the lead down, things are looking a little bit better in this start of the second half if you're a Bulldogs fan. Now, if you're the Vikings, you're trying to keep the pressure on the Bulldogs, trying to get some of that momentum that you had going into this half, trying to just get that right back.
If you're the Bulldogs, you're feeling really pretty good about those 3 points as those previous drives when you get to the goal, we get into the red zone, and you come up empty. It feels good to come out with something, especially when you're down. So, and the defense has been playing good so far, so hopefully the defense can continue that trend and get the ball back to the offense, and they can get in the end zone, hopefully.
Yes, sir. Hopefully as well is that we're asking for. So now set deep to kick for the Bulldogs. On that will be number 30. Don't have a 30 on our roster. That was the one who kicked the field goal, so we'll try and get that information found out when we can. So the kick is up. It's going to be a short kick retrieve at the 23-yard line. He's going to try to make a move, but he's going to be brought down hard. Before it got anywhere but number 19 for the Bulldogs. That's Joshua Simpson on the tackle right there. So now it's going to be a 1st and 10 now for the Vikings to start off their first drive from their own 26-yard line. 8 minutes and 33 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. Got a nice little crowd out here from both visiting sides, and Bryan made a good turnout. Bulldogs fans here on Pee Wee night trying to see if they can crack into the win column on the first season game. The ball's going to be handed off on a jet sweep, and it's going to be brought up for a tackle of loss right there. And went nowhere. The host of Bulldogs was able to get on that jet sweep and sweep that out. So it's going to bring up a loss of 2. So it'll bring up a 2nd down and 12 now for the Vikings. They're trying to get a little no-help action going here. 2 receivers to the left of Allen. One to the right. Shotgun formation. Fakes the handoff. Look at the pass. It has a wide receiver. They connected. I'm going to say it is a completion enough for the first down. Picked up 13. So it's going to be enough to do the change. It'll be the first down and 10 now for the Vikings. Ball is at their own 38-yard line. Look at the pass again. It has a wide receiver right there. He's connected, moving the chain. And the Vikings are now moving the ball with a little momentum. On that reception was number 16.
Like what I'm seeing from the Vikings offense here with the hurry up.
Yes, sir. Like the hurry up. That was Gilbert. Look at the pass again. Well, it's going to be brought down. Tried to scramble and make some yardage out of it, but that was Allen being brought down. So they say Carroll is the quarterback. So now it's going to bring up second down and 9 now for the Vikings. Shotgun formation. There's a low slap, and Carroll just going to have to dive on it that no other Bulldog can pick it up for a stupid score. So that's going to be a loss of yardage right there. It's going to be a big loss for the Vikings. That's going to bring up a third down and 20 for the Vikings. Ball is now pushed back all the way to their own 40-yard line. 6 minutes and 52 seconds to go. Cole, look at the pass. There is pressure applied. A little halfback screen. It looks like the ball is going to be intercepted. No, incomplete pass. Almost picked off by the Bulldogs. Ball was intended for the running back, number 7, LeBron Wells, and couldn't quite well bring that ball in. And almost into the hands of the Bulldogs, but that's going to bring up a fourth down. I said 20, so it was 18. So fourth down is 18 now for the Vikings, and then bring out the punting unit.
Even though you weren't able to get the turnover, they're good to see them get a turnover on downs as the Bulldog defense holds up again.
This punt is way short. Looked like there was some more extra yardage, extra going on after the play right in front of the Bulldog sideline, and they wanted a flag, but there was nothing to avail. There's going to be an official timeout with an injured Viking on the play, so we're going to take a quick timeout, try to get that player's number, and we'll be right back right after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. On that play right there, shaking up, looked like caught a cramp. With Jade Morris, hopefully he'll be all right to find his way back into his ball game. So now the Bulldogs are going to take it, starting at the Vikings 48-yard line. Pistol formation now for Duggan and his crew. Single little man in motion. Ball's going to be headed off to Barnes. Barnes trying to find a lane. Hits it. Tries to shake it back inside, but he's finally going to be bounced around and tripped up. Not picking up about 3 yards of the game right there. So it's going to bring up a second down and 7 now for the Bulldogs. 6 minutes, 5 seconds to go here in the Bulldogs trailing that score of 7-3. Moving to our right to left here. This is the Bulldogs' second drive into this second half of football. Bulldogs offense looking over to the sideline trying to get plays changes, didn't see what they like. So now Duncan signals Barnes in motion. Hikes the ball off, hands it off to Barnes. Barnes trying to make a cut, makes a nice move back up. It makes a nice powering move. Helmet comes up, but he fights his way to picking up the first down. Nice 8-yard gain right there by Barnes. So now it looks like Barnes shaking up on the play.
We definitely hoping this is nothing serious, but if it is and he has to go out, the Bulldogs might be in trouble because he has had them on their back the whole game.
They have been able to find some success running the ball with Barnes, so it's good to see that he's able to get back on his feet. Hopefully it's nothing major, just some minor cramping issues that we can weed that out. But like Barnes is even so much trying to get himself back on the field right now, but he's still going to have. And now there's going to be another stoppage to put it like as a Viking now shaking up on the field. So we're going to take another break. It's like the staff's going to attend to that injured Viking, so we'll take a break. You're listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network here in Waller, Texas. The Bryan Vikings leading by a score 7-3. And welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. As that injured player on the Viking side was Landon Taylor shaking up on the play. So now it's going to bring up a 1st and 10 now for the Bulldogs. Shotgun formation. Ball's going to be handed off to the running back for the Bulldogs. That was number 21 again. Tremaine Glover. Excuse me, Devon. Trying to find that. We have the wrong number here. So that gain was only good enough for 3 yards. So to bring up a 2nd down and 7 now for the Bulldogs. Ball is at the Vikings' 34-yard line, and Bulldogs are trying to see if they can put some more points on this drive. 2nd down and 7. Shotgun formation for Duncan and the Bulldogs. 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. He likes what he sees. Finally gets the ball, hikes it, fakes the handoff, play action pass, looking for a wide receiver, and he slings it just about 5 yards over his head. The Bulldog receiver, Cade Sherry, had a beat on him, but Duncan just overthrew him on that play. It would have been a nice game. Probably would have got his way to the end zone if Duncan could have found a way to make that connection. So now it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 7 now for the Bulldogs. 3rd and 7 for the Bulldogs. From the Vikings' 34-yard line. 4 minutes and 31 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. Duncan in the pistol formation now. Duncan looking to hike the ball. Low snap, finally hands it off to the running back. Running back makes a nice cut, but he's finally going to be brought down. But only able to get 2 yards on that play. So now it's going to bring up a 4th down and 5. Have to go for it if the Bulldogs are saying what Mr. Greg, and I feel like I'm agreeing with him. It looks like they are going to keep the Bulldogs out there on the field. 4th down and 5. Bulldogs are trying to pick up 5 yards to keep this drive alive. Ball is at the Vikings' 33-yard line. 3 minutes and 50 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. Duncan in the shotgun formation. Looks rolling out to his right. Sets his feet. Now still scrambling. Has room to run. Has daylight. He's going to have enough for the 1st down. Makes a nice move. Still on his feet. But finally being brought down at the Vikings' 17-yard line. And that was enough for a Waller Bulldogs 1st down.
great information about keep the play alive, get some positive yardage as well, and we're back in the red zone with the Bulldogs. Let's see if we can get something out of it.
Yes, sir. Nice gain of 23 yards right there by Duncan on his feet. Rolled out, scrambled out to his right. Couldn't hold right there to his left side. Trying to score. It was a kind of like a miscommunication on the handoff right there. Bars couldn't find the lane quick enough after the miscommunication with the handoff. Luckily, it wasn't a fumble. It's good to see that Bars is back out there, too, after shaking up on that last play. So now it's going to bring up a second down. I'm going to say he lost a yard on that play. So we're going to bring a second down at 11. Look at stoppage the play. There's another injured Viking on the play. Like they're just catching cramps left and right here.
Yeah,
so
right.
Hopefully it's nothing major. So we're here. Time being the score right now, the Bryan Vikings are leading by a score of 7-3 over the Bulldogs. Right now, the Bulldogs are threatening to try and at least add some more points, deficit in half a little bit, or potentially take the lead this second drive in the third. So far, the Bulldogs have moved the ball nicely these two drives since they got back into this game. Can't you tell yourself?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely moving the ball much better than they did in the first half. Getting in the red zone. They got in the red zone a little bit in the first half, but just couldn't seem to crack that barrier. So hopefully they can get to it again, get some more points on the board before we go into this fourth quarter.
Yes, sir. Most definitely. At least you want to try and at least take the lead right here. A field goal would be nice. You don't be down by one. But if anything can get you the lead, it would be a nice win for you because defense is playing an outstanding job for you right now. So offense just got to do their job, try to put some points on the board. So clock rolling now, 2:43 to go in the third quarter. Second and 11 now for the Bulldogs. Now they got some man in motion. Now Duncan hikes the ball and looking to pass, little bubble screen ball, handed off to complete to number 4, Sherry, but that play is going to maybe get a loss of yardage now. So it's going to go for a negative yardage right there, so it'll be up a third down and 13 now for the Bulldogs.
You brought up the Bulldog defense earlier, holding it down for the Bulldogs. The Vikings defense has had great red zone defense in this game.
Yes, sir. So far they have well. So now let's see if the Vikings have another stop it and them trying to keep the Bulldogs out of the end zone. 3rd and 13 for the Bulldogs. Duncan is in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Fakes the handoff. Now rolling to his right, trying to find some room. Still rolling to his right. Has no receiver open, but he's going to have to just throw that away. Well covered by the Vikings. So now it's going to bring up a 4th down and 13, and we're going to see if they bring out the field goal unit, and that's exactly what they do. So this is going to be a 38-yard attempt for the Bulldogs. 1 minute and 43 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. The kick is up, and it is good. That cuts the lead down, only down by 1. Bryan Vikings leading by 4, 7-6 down now. If you're the Bulldogs, do you have another stop in you? See if you can stop the Vikings offense, try and put some more points on the board. So now kind of just have a little discretion, kind of discuss a little bit. You had 2 opportunities where you could have kicked the field goal, but you elected to go for it. But nonetheless, you still got a fighting chance here in this ball game. Only trailing by 1. The defense is playing good. Now you got to put a lot more trust and faith in your defense to see if they can put that ball back in your hands.
Right, and it's really hard to try not to think about those red zones coming up short when you got 6 points out of these second half red zone trips. But, keep going, try to get some more red zone trips, and hopefully get into the end zone one of these red zone trips.
Yes, sir, and exactly that. And also just capitalizing on the mistakes. The Bulldogs, each team has blocked a field goal one team has blocked the field goal, and that was the Vikings. Excuse me, there's a punt. I'm so sorry. It was a punt. Both teams have blocked the punt, and then the Bulldogs buffed earlier on the punt, which allowed the Vikings to capitalize, and they put up the first point into the ball game, and they have not scored since then. So now they're trying to find their way and get things clicking back on the offense. This is a return by the Vikings. He has some nice yardage to it. Going to pick up a gain of 21 on the kickoff return. So now the Vikings are going to have some good starting field position to go here. Starting at their own 41-yard line. I'm going to say the exact is the 40-yard line. So 1 minute and 25 seconds to go here in the third quarter. The Vikings leading by a score of 7-6. They're trying to see if they can add on to this lead as the Bulldogs have cut into that deficit by a score of 7-0 to start off the second half. Now this ball is handed off to the Vikings running back. He's still trying to fight his way out to some yardage and gets his way, picking up 5 yards right there. It was waiting on the carry right there for the Vikings. So down to bring up second down and 5 now for the Vikings. The Vikings got a little no-huddle action going. Allen looking to pass. Has an intended receiver, and that's going to be an incomplete pass. Tried to sell it before it hit the ground, but the sideline official was there to make the call. And that's going to be an incomplete pass. The pass was intended for number 11 for the Vikings, Griffin. Below. So that's going to bring up a third down and 5 now for the Vikings. Clock stopped at 58 seconds. Now the quarterback in shotgun formation, rolling to his left, trying to find an intended receiver, and that pass is going to be complete for enough for the first down. Picking up 8 yards on that play, on that reception was number 4, Terrence Lewis. So it's going to bring up a first down and 10 now for the Bulldogs. 45 seconds remaining here in the third period. Ball, shotgun formation, has a receiver open, and that ball's going to be incomplete. Had the wide receiver beat the defender probably about 2-3 yards right there, Greg, and luckily the ball kind of floated too much and just tailed away from the wide receiver. Couldn't come up with the reception.
Lucky that wasn't intercepted as the ball was short, but
like both teams caught a break right there. So now it's going to bring up a second down and 10 now for the Vikings. Ball is at the Bulldogs' 47-yard line. Shotgun formation for the Vikings. Little quarterback draw, trying to find some room to run. Bounces out to the right. And spot's going to be brought down by a host of Bulldogs. Leave that open on that tackle. Turner was able to pick up, we'll say, about 7 yards on that play. So it's going to bring up a third down and 3 now for the Vikings. Third down and 3, 5 seconds remaining here in the third period. That looks like that's going to be the last play of the third period. The Vikings were moving from our left to right, and they will switch things around when we come back here to start off the fourth quarter. You are listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network, where the Vikings are leading this contest by a score of 7-6. We'll be right back after this. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to start off the fourth quarter. The Vikings leading by a score of 7-6. A little fakery here. The quarterback keeper able to pick up the first down on that play, so now it's going to bring up a first and 10 now for the Vikings. They pick up about 7 yards right there on that run. Was the quarterback keeper. So now it's a 1st and 10 for the Vikings. Ball is at the Bulldogs' 35-yard line. The Bulldogs are trying to see if they have one more stop in them to keep the Vikings out of the end zone. There is a stoppage in the play right now. There is a penalty marker. We're going to see what it is. Is it offside? Or is it a false start? And it is a false start going against the Vikings. That's going to push them back 5 yards. So we'll be at 1st and 15 now for the Vikings. Ball's pushed to the Bulldog 40-yard line. 11 minutes and 35 seconds to go here in the 4th quarter. Vikings leading by a score of 7-6. Moving down to our right to left here in Waller. High snap, fakes the handoff, looking to pass, has an intended receiver, but overthrows everybody. Again, another miscommunication by the Viking quarterback and wide receiver right there. It looked like he had him for a second, but he never turned his head.
Just threw it over everybody's head.
So now it's going to bring up a 2nd down and 15 now for the Vikings. Trying to see if they can add on to this lead. Only leading by 1 down. 7-6. Shotgun formation. Has the head up. Going to be a design quarterback keeper, but he's going to be brought down immediately by number 15 for the Bulldogs, Trent Oldman. First one in there to make contact. It was Turner, the quarterback, on the keeper. So now it's going to be a 3rd down. Maybe got a yard out of that if he's lucky. So we got 3rd down and 14 now.
Interesting to see what the play call is here for the Vikings. They do have the lead, but I like how they mixing it up here, not staying too conservative.
Now Turner looking to throw. Has an intended receiver, but couldn't connect with him. Overthrow about probably 10 yards. Has the Bulldog defender beat on the outside, but Turner couldn't connect with the intended receiver right there.
Looked like he got a little excited there, saw his man was open, overshot him.
Yes, sir. That was the intended receiver was Malone. And Malone was a little bit frustrated that he couldn't get that connection from his quarterback, Turner. So now that's going to bring up a 4th down and 14 now for the Vikings. They're going to bring out their punting unit. Again, another good job for the Bulldogs. Hopefully, got to protect the fake anything. But so far, so good. Your Bulldog defense has done and kept you in this. Looks like there's going to be a timeout now by the Vikings. Like the coach didn't like what he saw there. So now that's going to leave both teams now with 2 timeouts. Yeah, but we're going to stay here. So far, so good. Things are looking better right now for the Bulldogs. They had a better second half. They have kept the Vikings out of the red zone, even moving the ball. And they've controlled the clock a lot more this second half. Would you like to see to be the Bulldogs? So now you're just trying to see if you can keep things going in the right direction. So far, the Bulldogs have done everything right. So far, leading up to now, is just executing and finishing it to the end of the game.
Really loving what you're seeing from if you're a Bulldogs fan here. The defense continues to hold up. Now you get the ball back into the offense hands and get another goal, another red zone trip and see if we can get it to the end zone.
Yes, sir. So now if you're the Bulldogs, you kind of just want to protect anything trickery right now. The ball is at your own 39-yard line. It is a 4th and 14. Vikings do bring out the punting unit, but there is nobody back deep for the Bulldogs. So they are kind of trying to play it safe if you are the Bulldogs. High snap, but able to maintain it, but it looks like this punt's going to go into the end zone. So got what you wanted if you're the Bulldogs. Didn't get pinned down into your own, inside your own 10. So you're going to get this starting at your own 25-yard line. So let's see if the Bulldogs can now take the first lead of the game right here on this drive. 10 minutes and 33 seconds to go here in the 4th quarter. The Vikings leading by a score of 7-6. The Bulldogs are going to take this drive, moving to our left to right. Hold it down. Bulldogs dressed in all maroon helmet, maroon jerseys, maroon pants, as the Vikings come. White top, white bottom, silver helmet. Now Duncan brings out the offensive unit. 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Barnes is in the backfield with him in the pistol formation. Hikes the ball, hands it off to Barnes. And Barnes is going to fight his way up to maybe get a gain of 2-3 yards on there. Bring up a 2nd down and 7 for the Bulldogs. Kind of taking their time here on this drive. Not really it's kind of like a no-huddle motion, but they just signal the play quick. Not trying to eat up too much time here. So now the offensive line is set, ready to go here. The pistol formation. 2 receivers to the left now for Duncan. 1 to his right. Hikes the ball. Hands it off to Barnes. Barnes makes a cut. Trying to stay on his feet. Bouncing out to the left. But it's going to be brought down by a Viking quickly. Number 8. Tate Allen on the tackle right there. So now it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 7 now for the Bulldogs. Duncan over here to the sideline trying to get the play. Received it by Mendoza, the head coach for the Bulldogs. Now Duncan makes his way over to receive and give out instructions to his teammates. 3 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Pistol formation for Duncan. Duncan's taking his time now, receives the height, fakes the handoff, looking to pass, steps in front of the pocket. Has nobody to run, so he's going to try and scramble, stay on his feet, but finally brought down. And it's going to be well short of the 1st down, maybe getting 3 yards on that. So now it's going to bring up a 4th down and 3 for the Bulldogs.
We've shed a little bit of light on the Bulldog defense. This Viking defense has done its job as well, not letting the Bulldogs get ahead in this game. Yeah, they got a couple red zone trips and got a field goal, but when time counted, this Vikings defense is holding up just as well as Bulldog defense.
Yes, they have, and the Vikings have answered the call. The Bulldogs were able to move the ball, seemed like easily the first couple of drives, start off the second half, but now this plays the end of the drive, a stall, and there's a low snap, and the ball's going to be stopped at the 1-yard line by the Vikings. So not what you needed if you're a Bulldogs fan, but exactly what the doctor ordered for the Vikings. A low snap, and the Bulldogs couldn't find a way to hustle on top of it, and the Bulldogs give up a wasted opportunity right there. Could have at least pinned the way to the old 30, but now you got to try and have a goal line defense. This ball is starting at your own 2-yard line.
If you're the Bulldogs here, the Vikings cannot score.
Trying to see if the Bulldogs keep out the end zone. And the first ball is handed off to the quarterback, Bird, and it looks like Bird is going to find his way in for the touchdown. So just like that, the Vikings have taken the lead 13-6 with the point after tip. Just like that, the ball game has made a quick turn in less than a minute, Mr. Johnson.
Less than a minute, just like that. Partially mistakes by the Bulldogs. Vikings reaping the benefits of the Bulldogs' mistakes.
The point after tip is up, and it is good. So just like that, the Bulldogs were looking at a 7-6 deficit. Now it's quickly up to 14-6 with 8 minutes and 8 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Vikings have found a way to capitalize on both of the Bulldogs' mistakes. Scored an 8-yard touchdown earlier on the first muffled punt. And now here they scored a 2-yard touchdown run on the first play right after a poor snap by the Bulldogs. So just like that, we have a 14-6 ball game here in Waller, Texas. The Bulldogs now trying to find their way. They can add on and cut into this deficit. You have a chance to at least tie it up if you are, but you got to work quick. You got 2 timeouts still in your pocket. Defense has still played good. There's nothing you could do about that drive right there. You started in your own 2-yard line. If you could have stopped it, it would have been well, but still a lot of ball game left to play if you're a Bulldogs fan.
If you're the Bulldogs, it does kind of seem like maybe the life has been sucked out of you a little bit just because of how the Vikings ended up scoring. But it's definitely still a lot of time left in this game. You score one touchdown, you down one, keep on going. It's a lot of time left. 8 minutes left. Your defense has been holding up so far.
Yes, sir. You will see now.
Not too far out of this game.
Yes, sir. You will see now. You will just try to at least open up the playbook. Try to open it up and just give yourself a fighting chance because you don't want to let that time tick away and it's too late before you know it. So now back deep for the Bulldogs will be Barnes and Sherry. They got their own 15-yard line. Kickoff coming from the Viking 40. Kick it up a little short pooch kick. It's going to be a muffled punt. A muffled kick is recovered by the Vikings. Not what you needed for the Bulldogs. Just like that, the Vikings have the ball back with 8 minutes and 2 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. A 6 seconds difference, and the Vikings got the ball back, man. Not what you needed if you're the Bulldogs. So now the Vikings are going to bring back their offense, trying to see if they can just chew out a little clock here to see if they can go home victorious here in the season opener.
Just too many mistakes here for the Bulldogs. Would have liked to see them make this a little more of a fight, but let's see if they can hold up again. Still a lot of time left.
A lot of time is that, and now the first pass is completed from Bird to Malone, and that's enough for the first down. Tyson Turner was on that reception. So Bird able to connect to Turner on the 12-yard reception, so that's going to be able to move the chains. It'll be first and 10 now for the Vikings. Ball is at the Bulldogs' 26-yard line. Another quick hunter. Bird's going to keep it on the quarterback design run, and he's finally going to be still on his feet, but finally brought down after a stoppage of play. It looks like he might be shaking up on the play. So Bird was able to pick up about 3 yards on that carry. So it's going to bring up a second down and 7 now for the Vikings. We're going to say 2, so it'll be second down and 8 now. 7 minutes and 20 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. They had a quarterback change. This ball's going to be headed off to the running back, hits the outside, makes a stiff arm move, still on his feet, and he's going to bustle his way into the end zone for a 25-yard touchdown run. Man, what a stiff arm to stay on his feet. To fight his way into the touchdown was number 23 for the Vikings, to Sean DeVault.
With a lot of time still left, the Bulldogs probably definitely had the lights sucked out over here. Still a lot of time left, but now it went from a 1-score game to a 2-score game to a 3-score game. And as they make the field goal, it makes it even tougher for the Bulldogs to come back here. So now you're just looking to get some type of points on the board, try to build off of that, but looking dim.
Yes, sir, it is looking pretty dim for the Bulldogs. Just like that, you're looking at a 7-6 score, and the math of a minute, it went from 7-6 to 21-6. But you can't give up hope now after the Bulldogs. You still have a lot of time, because just like that 1 minute, the Vikings scored twice. You can still score twice. You just got to keep fighting. So now the Bulldogs will have to pull out everything that they can to not let this one slip away. Still have 2 timeouts remaining for both sides. 7 minutes and 8 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Bulldogs faithful is still here supporting their team on Pee Wee night. Well, as the Vikings made a good turnout here. The Bulldogs' next contest will be against, get that roll right with your second right after kickoff. So now the Bulldogs are trying to see if they can score quick and keep this game alive. Back deep for the Bulldogs will be Sharon and Barnes. Another short kick. Going to be not fair catch, but fine catching and makes a run, but he's going to be brought down immediately, maybe getting 7 yards on that. So the Bulldogs are going to take this first reception, this next drive starting at their own 34-yard line. 33-yard line. And the Bulldogs' next matchup will be against Maiden Creek at Maiden Creek, September the 2nd. So let's see if the Bulldogs take some good things heading in to that next week, but still trailing right now by a score of 21-6 and their home opener. Duncan in the offense coming back on the field. Shotgun formation for Duncan, one receiver to his left. Now he switches up the play call. Now one receiver to his right. Signals Barnes in motion. Ball is high. Now he's going to hand it off to Barnes. Barnes is cut up the middle. It's going to be tripped up after maybe getting 5 yards on that carry. So they're going to say 2nd down and 5 now for the Bulldogs. Waller's at their own 38-yard line. 6 minutes and 40 seconds to go. It looks like the Bulldogs are kind of moving a little slow. So I'd like to see them pick up the tempo here a little bit, trailing right now. We still have a fighting chance. Pistol formation for Duncan. Signals man's in motion. Hands the ball off to Barnes. Barnes going to slip up. He loses the ball. Still picks it up. And it's going to be thrown out at the Navy. He had some positive yards going left to right, then ended up going north to south, ended up going backwards. And that's going to be a loss of 12 right there on the play. Huge loss. Didn't need that if you're for the Bulldogs. And luckily he was able to even get back on the ball after he had lost it initially. So now it's going to bring up 3rd down and 22 now for the Bulldogs. Ball is now all the way at their own 21-yard line. 5:40 remaining here in the 4th quarter. You can kind of see that the Bulldogs kind of just want to walk out with their dignity here. You kind of take a little bit of time, too slow, if you would say. There's going to be another flag on the play. Looks like it's going to be a delay of game against the Bulldogs. Didn't get the timeout off in time to. That's going to push it back another 5 yards. And now it's going to bring up the 3rd down. It's 47 now for the Bulldogs. And things are just kind of going downhill now if you're a Waller Bulldogs fan. 5 minutes and 24 seconds to go now. Trailing by a score of 21-6. Here goes the Bulldogs offense. Pistol formation for Duncan. Hikes the ball. Hands it off to his running back. Running back's going to try and get some of it back, but he's going to only get 2-3 yards on that carry. That play's going to be stopped by a host of Vikings. So now that's going to bring up 4th down and 25 now for the Bulldogs, and they're going to bring out the punting unit. 4 minutes and 45 seconds to go here in the 4th quarter. Back deep for the Bulldogs will be number 42. For the Vikings will be Williams. As Vikings' next matchup will be against the Huntsville Hornets at home. Now, see punt for the Bulldogs. High kick. Hopefully it takes the Bulldogs down, and it does not. It's going to be a short kick, and the Vikings are going to get it with great field position at the Bulldog 36-yard line.
Can't help but to think here that the Vikings just want to chew some clock and get out of here with their victory.
Yes, sir. You can chew away with it as well. Just like that, it was a 7-6 game, Mr. Greg, and then all of a sudden it went like that with the 14, with another blink of an eye with the 21. Just like that. So now the Vikings looks like they're going to come out victorious here in this one. Don't want to cancel it away too soon, but just kind of how things are moving in motion. It's like the Bulldogs kind of just gave up right there and kind of were moving with a lot of urgency that last drive. And kind of just stalled out. It went after a big negative loss. Kind of just stalled. The lights just go out of him right there. So now the ball's going to be headed off to the running back for the Vikings. And he's going to move his way up to get a nice positive gain right there for about 8 yards right there. So we're going to make a second down and 8 down for the Vikings. And on that run with number 7, Reynolds. So now it's going to bring up a second down and 2. We're going to say second down and 3, so a 7-yard gain. Now Bird in the offense just looking over, just trying to take up some time. Play clock is now at 18, game clock at 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Doing some good game minutes right now here in the Vikings, taking their time in shotgun formation. Ball is high. Bird's going to do a quarterback keeper. He's going to be brought down. Tried to push his running back to hit the lane so he can break the way to it, but he's brought down by number 25. Tayshawn Johnson on the tackle, so now it's going to be a loss of yardage right there. We're going to bring a third down and 4. Ball spotted at the Bulldogs' 30-yard line. 3 minutes and 4 seconds remaining here in this fourth quarter. Vikings moving from our right to left. Bird sees a man in motion. Bird hands it off to Williams. Williams is going to be finally tripped up, but not after picking up enough for the first down and then some. Sorry, that was Reynolds, not Williams. So Reynolds was able to pick up 6 yards right there, so it's going to bring up a first down and 10 to keep the chase and this drive alive for the Vikings.
Big hole there for Reynolds as well, as the Vikings just continue to try to chew this clock and get out of here with this victory.
Yeah, that's what it looks like it's going to be with 2 minutes remaining here. Vikings just looking over, just trying to take some time out. Taking their time here with the offense. 5 seconds down remaining on the play clock. And they're just going to hike it down to the very end any chance they can. Now this ball's going to be handed off to Reynolds again, but stuffed out by number 25. Quickly again was on that. Justice on that. So now it's going to bring up a second down at 14. That was a loss of 4 yards on that play. Second down at 14 now for the Vikings. Ball is at the Bulldogs' 27-yard line. 1 minute and 45 seconds to go here. And the Vikings are going to improve to 1-0 and catch out their first victory here in the season opener. As again, they will go against Huntsville next week at home. And the Vikings are going to take a timeout here. The Bulldogs look like they're going to fall short and lose this one. And their next contest will be next week, Saturday, against Maine Creek. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back after this. The Vikings leading by a score of 21-6 over the Bulldogs. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here in the fourth quarter. The Bulldogs losing by a score of 21-6. Bird hands it off to the running back, Reynolds. It looks like Reynolds is maybe going to get back to the line of scrimmage. So that was JaVale Wade on those carries. And it looks like the Bulldogs are going to take a timeout here with a minute and 17 seconds to go. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 14 now for the Vikings. I will be honest with you, I'm kind of confused on the timeout now, why you're giving it up now, trailing by a score of 21-6 with only a minute and 17 seconds left. But I guess you're still giving up. I mean, you're not giving up, so you like to see that on the side.
Can't be mad at the team trying to fight.
Yes, sir. Just will fight it out until that horn buzzes off. So now the Bulldogs are left with one timeout remaining here in the fourth quarter, as well as the Vikings. Now they break the huddle. The Vikings are looking at a 3rd and 14. Vikings might just try to run this ball to keep the clock running, see if they have to let the Bulldogs beat up that last timeout. Now as the quarterback in change. Ball's going to be headed off, and Jet Sweep has room to run, hits the outside corner, and he has enough for the first down. Not what you needed for the Bulldogs to give up the first down on that 13-4 team. 3rd and 14, able to pick up 15 yards on that run on the jet sweep. It's going to be enough to keep the change moving. It looked like there was a Bulldog shaking up on the play. Helmet came on, but he's able to run off the field with his own power. So you got to take a play break. Oh, 9. So now looks like the Vikings is going to. The clock is rolling. 1 minute and 5 seconds to go. That's exactly what it is. The quarterback takes a kneel down. 57 seconds to go here. It looks like they're going to have to probably just do it all one more time, and that will conclude tonight's game. And 48 seconds remaining on the game clock. 30 seconds remaining on the play clock. So not what you needed. If you were the Bulldogs, everything was going well. There were just a few missed opportunities that didn't go in your way. The missed punt, the fumbled punt. So now they went from a 31-6 just like that. When that is going to conclude this one here. It was Vikings coming out victorious by a score of 21-6. We're going to take a quick game break, give you some game notes, and discuss things here. Remind you are listening to the Overnight Broadcast Network. The Bryan Vikings winning this one by a score of 21-6. We'll be right back after this. And welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, here in Waller, Texas. Bulldogs fall short by a score of 21-6. And as we were just talking about, Greg, it seems like the Bulldogs had it right there. They played well the second half. It's just a few things didn't go their way, and the game got away from them.
Yeah, a couple costly turnovers, a lot of momentum took them out of the game. I feel like that momentum got into their head a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. And all you can do is hope for that next week you can clean things up. So the Bulldogs' next matchup will be against Maid Creek on a Saturday. And the next time we'll be broadcasting then will be here when they host Klein Forest on September 22nd. Homecoming game. So here, the Bulldogs fall short by a score, 21-6 to the Bryan Vikings.
The network motto, serving the community through faith and athletics in 2002. Listen to the Mike Prince Show daily by subscribing to our YouTube channel at Open Mic Broadcast Network. Become a listening partner today by visiting, and make sure you're secure donations of support by clicking the donation button. Your donations help us continue to bring you live sports action featuring our local student athletes. Join us on Saturday mornings for The Zone. We cover SWAC and much more each week, 9 a.m. Central Time. If you would like to send your support to our broadcast, simply send your donations to P.O. Box 891, Prairie View, Texas 77446. Attention, Open Broadcast Network.
So you go, man. Appreciate you, man. So again, Bulldogs fall short by a score of 21-6 here in the season opener. I was the game color. Philip Prince alongside with me was Greg Johnson here. So far, you think you enjoyed your first game, man?
Yeah, it was a great experience. My first time covering my first game. It was fun. I had a lot of fun.
Yes, sir. A lot of fun. It would have been a lot better if the Bulldogs could have found a way to come out victorious.
Most definitely.
Here. So the Bulldogs going to have to go back to the game plan, try and see if they can clean things up. They did well. Just had a few missed opportunities that didn't go their way. Careless with the ball at the wrong time, and the Vikings found a way to capitalize on them. So the Bulldogs fall short here, 21-6. That's what our way of signing off here. Until then, you guys be blessed. We'll see you on the other side.